Hi, I'm Nicole Feda. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a raw onion rosemary bread. So come on, join me. The ingredients we'll be using today are sprouted buckwheat, some parsley, fresh parsley, a zucchini, hemp seeds, salba, which is a type of chia seed, some kale, a couple of tomatoes, red onion, maybe 2 or 3 medium, whole flax seeds, some olive oil, salt, and I've got a mixture of rosemary and garlic. You want to make sure that you're using the right kind of salt. This is Celtic salt, and it is pink, and you can see the minerals in there, and it's not white because it doesn't have any bleach and it doesn't have any anti-caking chemicals. It's very important that you use the right kind of salt because the regular iodized white bleach salt is very unhealthy. Also, you want to make sure you use whole flax seeds. Don't buy ground up flax seeds. The oils in flax seeds become rancid once they're ground up. So if you buy them already ground, they're going to be rancid by the time you get them home. So please buy whole flax seeds and grind them yourself. So go ahead and chop up your kale just a little bit. Chop up the onion just so that it's not so hard to turn over when it's in the food processor. Just cut it in big chunks. Cut up your tomatoes. And then just cut off the ends of the zucchini. And chop it up into large chunks. Put about 2 cups of your buckwheat sprouts in a food processor and blend it up. Using a spatula, put all the buckwheat sprouts into a big glass bowl. In batches, start putting your vegetables in the food processor. Just put a little bit of each vegetable because you don't want to overcrowd the food processor. Using your kale, your onion, your tomato, and your zucchini. Go ahead and blend this until it's chunky. Make sure it's not too pureed. You want it to look like this. And also put your parsley in there too, I forgot to tell you earlier. Add it to the bowl with the sprouted buckwheats that you blended and just mix it up. These are what salba seeds look like, or chia seeds. You can buy darker ones too. These are very high in magnesium and zinc. They're very healthy. So add these to your bowl along with your hemp seeds. Grind up about 1/2 cup or so of your flax seeds in a coffee grinder or a spice grinder and add that to the bowl too. You want to mix this all up so that it's all incorporated together, and you want to let this sit for about 5 minutes or maybe 10 to let the chia seeds and the flax seeds and the hemp seeds absorb all the moisture from the vegetables. I've got about 1/4 cup or maybe 1/8 cup of a mixture of rosemary powder and garlic powder in here. So go ahead and add this to your bowl. Add about 1.5 teaspoons or so of salt, more or less, depending on how salty you like it. Go ahead and add a drizzle or so of olive oil. You don't really have to measure this, just eyeball it, just a little drizzle, about that much, and mix it up after this. Go ahead and take out one of your trays from your dehydrator. Make sure it has a Teflon sheet on it like this. After you've thoroughly mixed your mixture here and let it sit for about 10 minutes, we're going to put it on the Teflon sheet. Put about half at a time, and with an offset spatula, we're going to be spreading it out onto the sheet. So get it pretty evenly distributed on your Teflon sheet, and make sure it's pretty thick because it's going to shrink a bit and you want it to be bread. If it's too thin, you're going to end up making a cracker and it'll be crispy. If you want this to be soft like bread, make sure it's thick and make it into sort of a square so that it'll look like actual pieces of bread. You can score it if you like into squares or rectangles, however you want to make it. You can make it into triangles if you want to. I'm just going to score it into 9 little squares. Go ahead and put your tray in the dehydrator and then finish your other batch and set this to about 125 for an hour. Most raw foodists suggest that you dehydrate your food at about 110, 115 degrees, because once it reaches after this or higher than this, your enzymes start to die. But since our bread is so thick and it's very wet, you want to dehydrate it at about 125, 130 for an hour, just so that it doesn't, mold or anything. And then after the hour is up, turn it down to 110, 115, and go ahead and finish dehydrating it. Flip it in about 6 hours or so. You can check on it and see how you like it. If you want it a little crispy, leave it in longer. If you want it softer, leave it in for a shorter period of time.